Matt and Luke's Sci-Fi Sanctuary.
The year is 3013. The galaxy is scintillating in the mellow light. Two galactic pilgrims seek out vistas in the samurai future to bring forth the unity of the cosmic shaman. Opening the door of the pantheon of mystics, the evil sorcerer wizard powers the engine of science, seeking to forever alter the sacred balance, traveling on effervescent balls of summer fire.
This week, Mad Max.
In the year 1979, a wild, racist, anti-Semitic bastard came to prominence. Also, Mel Gibson's career started.
Who's the bastard?
Matt.
Aw, shit. Oh, do robots pick up on those? I hope not. Hey, this is Matt.
This is Luke.
And you have entered our sci-fi
Sanctuary.
Yes. Today we're talking about 1979's Mad Max, the one not so many people have seen, I think.
Yeah, I guess everyone just starts at Road Warrior.
Yeah, have you... you've seen this before.
Yeah.
What viewing for you is this?
So, it's maybe my third viewing.
Okay.
I definitely watched it with my dad. Then, when I was going through my, late teens buying loads of Sci-Fi Classic DVDs, I bought the trilogy. And then I watched it last night for this.
Yeah, in America it was kind of weird, growing up in the 80s. The Road Warrior was a pretty big movie. And, of course, Beyond Thunderdome was an actual, summer release when it came out, at the time it came out. But then...
Well, that's like the original taking an adult film franchise and putting out the PG one,
Yeah, sort of. But with no toys.
Oh, really?
Yeah, director George Miller apparently is...
Interceptor?
No, you can't buy an Interceptor. George Miller's always been very adverse to marketing this for stuff.
Well, merchandising, yeah.
Merchandise, thank you.
Because, Fury Road was pretty huge, but I haven't seen, models of the trucks and stuff.
I don't remember the name, but there's a company about 20 years ago that kind of gray area illegally or legally put out some Mad Max toys, and they were very quick. I don't even know if they made it to the market, and they're very valuable. So you can find your own Interceptor, but you're going to pay a pretty penny for that one.
There also was a video game a couple years back.
Yeah? Oh, right, for Fury Road?
It was, vaguely associated, but...
Okay. I mean, that's almost without saying, though, you get a video game if it's an action movie.
Not so much these days, no. It was, big for a while, and now it's too expensive.
But at least
games cost as much as films now.
Yeah, at least you're going to get the
you get a mobile phone game.
Yeah, you'll get that if nothing else. Okay, maybe it had more than that. Anyway, the point was Road Warrior was a pretty popular movie, enough to make Beyond Thunderdome a big one. But and I remember as a kid, the Australian title of Road Warrior is Mad Max 2? That means there's a Mad Max 1? Which, it was really confusing because this movie was not particularly available. I'm sure if you were a 30-year-old hipster, you could go and find it. But when you were 12 and you liked the Road Warrior, it was pretty hard to find this one. So
right.
I probably saw it in my late teens, early 20s. I don't remember if it was VHS or DVD when I first got to it. But yeah, it's a very different flavor.
Yeah. Well, it's weird for this podcast because the point my dad always makes, until the sequels, Mad Max isn't really sci-fi. It starts with, a few years in the future. And it's vaguely apocalyptic, but only in the way that Australia just actually is.
Sorry, Australians.
Most of Australia is just fucking wasteland.
Yeah, which they actually do call the wasteland in the Mad Max movies.
Yep. And, the start of this year, most of it was on fire.
Not the wasteland, the place with trees were on fire.
Yeah.
But that's what I like about this movie. Most movies, it's like Road Warrior, things have already gone down and everything sucks now. Or we watch it happen in the movie 2012 or something. It's pretty quick. This is a very slow burn apocalypse. Maybe unrealistically slow burn, as we're finding out now.
Oh no, because this is pretty slow burn.
Yeah.
In Japan, We're recording this podcast on
April 24th.
24th.
They just shut down your subway, by the way.
We're about to go to work at our office where children will attend for lessons.
Oh, the children aren't coming. It's
Not-
the older children.
Yeah, not like the real young ones.
That's the
but-
stage we're at. The real young ones stay home. And next week we go online, but we're still going to the office? I
Yeah, and
guess.
private lessons still might come to the office.
Yeah. So the very weird. I mean, it's weird. Usually we wouldn't even say this because it's not interesting, but now it's interesting, so.
Yeah. We're in the position where it's wild that we are going to the office today.
Because Max, I should just call him, he's not really mad at that point in the movie. He takes his family on holiday when things get weird, and
Yeah, he has just like a nice house, there's plants, there's lawyers.
the
not
lawyers
that
are pretty
wild yet.
wacky.
But, this is very British apocalypse.
How so?
A lot of British books and TV shows and movies, it's like this. It's like life is kind of going on, but things are
I guess that's where I mentioned.
slowly and melancholy. But
Yeah,
the
like-
American horror, apocalypse movie is just bang, all or nothing.
Yeah, when we were talking about the last episode of Picard, I brought up On the Beach. I think it actually referred to the COVID situation, but yeah, On the Beach is, I guess, that other British apocalypse in Australia.
Yeah.
They got the radioactivity slowly coming, so they're living life while they can, and they know they're soon not going to be.
Yeah, stuff like Day of the Triffids, even some parts of War of the Worlds, Tripods,
How fast does
Rain
do
of
the-
Fire.
How fast do the body snatchers come through?
That's pretty slow as well, yeah.
Is that what's
Creepy
American
and
though?
Dread.
Isn't it?
I think that's American.
Yeah, I'm just coming up with thinking that might be an American example. So, but
But yeah, the British stories tend, maybe just for budgetary reasons,
yeah.
concentrate on just after the big apocalyptic event has happened, and it's just people trying to get on.
Where this is just right in the middle of a very slow event.
Yeah.
I know the Road Warrior explains some more details
It's just
here.
like fuel is gone or something.
That's Road Warrior.
Yeah,
Here
yeah,
they
they
just
don't mention
don't
anything. They
really
just
say a whole lot. Things
Exactly.
just-
So for audiences, when this film came out, it's just like, oh, I guess that's just life in Australia.
Yeah, I mean, bring it. Yeah, like the not sci-fi. If you didn't pick up on the few years in the future, you might just be like, oh, it's a vehicular action movie.
Yeah. Well, but like Terminator 2 is set a few years in the future.
It's got robots. And
No,
stuff, so-
but the modern day stuff was set a few years in the future. So that doesn't necessarily make it sci-fi.
Yeah. Okay.
Because,
Plenty.
stuff doesn't change that much in a few years.
Mm.
I mean, they are going to change a lot in this few years.
Yeah, that's what I'll say. I'm not so sure about that now. We'll see. That's we might listen to this in 2 years and be like, "Wow, we were tripped out," or "Oh,
Listen
damn."
to this and be like, oh, I miss Luke when he was alive.
Well, before that happens, I guess I'll tell you the tale of Mad Max, which isn't too long. It's an 88-minute movie in the uncut version, I think.
Ride.
Yowza, yowza! The Night Rider is on the vehicular prowl on the edges of an increasingly dystopian Aussie civilization. The Main Force Patrol, or MFP, is trying to chase down folks like this, but they mostly come across like the Keystone Cops of a formal penal colony. Enter MFP Madman, Max Rockatansky. Did I say that right? Rockatansky. Max! He intros slowly, drives like the wind, and managed to make the Night Rider's eyes pop out. Yeah, the Night Rider was a bit of a prick, but he was the member of a gang of ruthless motorcycle hedonists led by the truly creepy toe cutter. After Max and his partner Goose arrest the toe cutter's protege, Johnny the Boy, after a small town rending rape fest, the toe cutter is pissed. Johnny gets the get out of jail free card from the lawyers as no one shows up to his trial, and the toe cutter manages to burn Goose to a crisp after a series of strange auto accidents. Max becomes disillusioned and quits the MFP. It's all holiday trekking fun for Max, his wife, and their infant son as they bounce along the Australian coastline. But they accidentally end up holidaying in the same town that the toe cutter and his gang are holidaying in as well. Holiday becomes a weak word as the Toe Cutters gang begins to track down Max's family and then murders them. Max might be pissed, he might be crazy, but he is mad. Going rogue cop, he puts his leathers back on and rolls away with the MFP's kick-ass Black Interceptor action mobile. An action does ensue as Max runs over many members of the Toe Cutters gang, gets his own arm run over and his shin shotgunned, but still manages to wreak some cold-blooded revenge. Guess it's off to the wasteland in the Interceptor to wait out for the Road Warrior and Fury Road. Beyond Thunderdome, only if you're a hammered drunk or a hardcore Tina Turner fan. Max Rakatansky.
The end of your summary there just gave me flashbacks. I think my dad actually is a huge Tina Turner fan. And that's why a lot of Mad Max got watched in our
We
house.
don't need another hero. I was going to hold that in till we did that one, but it came out.
I just remembered, like, wait, yeah, my dad did really like Tina Turner. Maybe that's why we watched a lot of Mad Max films.
What's his take on Ike?
Who's like,
Ike Turner.
did she have like a son who also did musics?
Oh my, you're not a massive Tina Turner fan.
No, I told my dad, I didn't say me.
It's Ike and Tina Turner, and Ain't No Mountain High Enough, but Ike was like slapping her around.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, this film stars Mel Gibson.
He smacks people around with words, though. Does he?
Oh, no, he also beat his wife.
Oh, okay, did that too.
He did like all the bad shit you can think of a Hollywood celebrity doing. He did.
Right.
He's like the worst man alive, and he got to come back to Hollywood because he took a few years off.
Is he in Hollywood now or not?
Yeah,
well, no one's in Hollywood at the moment.
Well, yeah, but he won an Oscar like 2 years ago.
As a director, no one had to see his face until he came for the Oscar. What? You directed this?
Yeah, I remember like people were pretty shocked that he'd directed a couple of these films. But like he's getting to make films. He's getting this money thrown at him. No one gives a shit.
As long as he doesn't get in front of the camera. Now, in front of the camera here, he is like that. 1 in a million accidental movie star.
Yeah.
Reprehensible or not, he definitely has staked his claim as a movie star, and here it's coming out.
Oh, yeah. Until this shit came out, I loved Mel Gibson. Because, like, Lethal Weapon, Mad Max's, presumably others. I liked Mel Gibson films. Signs. I love Signs.
Oh, yeah, Signs is fun. That garners debate with a lot of people, though. Although those share Signs is fun.
The shit out of me the first time. It's a pretty crap film on repeat viewings.
The other accidental movie star here, I guess, never really quite became a movie star. In fact, I'm going with the toe cutter on this one.
Okay.
And I should have probably looked.
Has he done other stuff? Because
he was the villain in Fury Road.
What? He was. Seriously?
That's the same actor.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah, he plays a toe cutter here, and he's the villain. And oh god, what's the name? All I can think of is Immortan and Joe, but that's
Oh, it is Immortan Joe.
Oh, okay. So
yeah. I just always remember mediocre.
yeah. No, he's really good, but
yeah.
I just know about these two movies, and he's like fantastic in them. I mean, I wrote somewhere while I was watching this that this is a little creepier than Heath Ledger's Joker.
Oh yeah. You can sort of go along for the ride with Heath Ledger's Joker and enjoy it, right? Whereas you can never be on the toe cutter's side. He's just awful.
You'd have to be pretty psycho to go with the Joker. But yes, the toe cutter is a few leaps.
Not IRL, but people enjoy watching the Joker. He's
right.
He's a bit of like an icon online, right?
Yeah, we're just this guy on screen. Again, fantastic acting, but you're like, whenever he shows up on screen, it's like, oh crap. Like, I think there's scenes where there's a few gang members. Okay, maybe this won't escalate too much, and then you see the toe cutter's face, and you're like, oh crap. We're in for some wrongness. Did you snag a name for us?
Yeah. It's really weird that Hugh Keays-Byrne.
Okay.
Film-wise, he did the Mad Maxes and a bunch of stuff you haven't heard of.
That's the point.
TV-wise, he's in Farscape.
Oh, okay.
There's another reason you got to watch that.
Yeah.
I can't remember who this character is though. Grunchulk.
Well, I mean, you're usually under quite a bit of makeup.
Yeah, I suspect it was a puppet and he did a voice, but I'm going to look him up anyway.
But I think he's one of the better villains in cinema.
He's great in this. He's really good.
Like, if he wasn't this good, this movie Mad Max would probably not take off as well as it did.
Yeah, no. Because the thing is, Max isn't that interesting a hero.
No, he's not supposed to be. He's a normal guy with a relatively normal life. I mean,
the world he lives in is not normal, but yeah, he's basically just a good cop.
Wife plays the sax. That was weird. I mean, it's fine. It's just, yeah.
No, he is playing exactly the kind of character you think he'd play in Farscape.
Righty. Oh, yeah. He's got a little bit. He's not a puppet, though. He just got makeup. Okay.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's playing the character you'd expect the actor to play, not...
Yeah. Okay, gotcha. But, yeah, Max isn't that interesting. That's where the Gibson charm comes through, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's not given a lot to do. What he's given to do is usually, like, look cool as shit. But
yeah. Although, why is it that in all these films where, like, the family man loses his family and goes on a rampage, his family life looks really boring? Sits around watching his wife play sax and, like...
Maybe he's really into jazz.
Hanging out on a farm.
Farm looked like fun. Honestly, their holiday looked like something I'd run off and
it's
do.
nice enough.
Hopefully not running from an insane motorcycle gang, but...
Yeah. People probably do pay for those kind of holidays, too.
Yeah. Woo! But, his intro. That's one of the better intros in film history,
really
too.
build him up.
Yeah.
So, like, working on his car, you never see his face. And, like...
I guess the idea is he's just, like, pretty far down the road.
Yeah.
Because otherwise he just looks like a cock.
Yeah.
Let these guys try to figure out. When they screw up, I'll come in.
Yeah, I don't come in until they need me, because I want to be the one who looks cool. I've got to make an entrance.
Yeah.
And then, like, the Goose is okay, he seems pretty cool. But, like, all the other cops we see are just, like, the bumbling idiots you see in a Bond film or whatever.
No, I wrote, in my summary, I have, like,
Keystone
Cops and, dystopian Aussie civilization.
But, yeah, the addition of Australian accents, because I don't really watch any Australian TV or film, right? I just only ever hear an Australian accent in, like, a comedy setting.
Oh,
but I really can't take them seriously.
That's the other reason this movie didn't really take grasp in America in the 80s or 90s, because actually I think it did okay in Japan, for example.
Okay.
They redubbed it badly.
That's like real bad, because it's not even in a different language.
I know.
Like the accent.
And it's not a thick accent. I mean, no one in this film is like...
A couple of the guys at the start have, like, that's what I'm saying, they have like a comedy Australian accent, but for the most part, I wasn't noticing it.
It's not
incomprehensible.
Yeah, it's not incomprehensible, but yeah, they redubbed everything. So everyone is talking like this in the one that you got in America for 20 years. It's, paging Mr. Herman.
Fuck's sake.
So that was the other thing, kind of putting a nail in this one. And that's why it was the Road Warrior, because they were like, let's just pretend there wasn't one before this.
Is it not even called Mad Max the Road Warrior?
I think it's just the Road Warrior in the States.
Huh.
I mean, maybe if you get a box set now, it says Mad Max the Road
Yeah,
Warrior.
because I'm fairly sure I've always seen it as Mad Max.
No, it was released in America just as The Road Warrior. Again, I remember being very confused when I found out the Australian title was Mad Max 2.
Right.
I hope Mad Max 2 had as good a title card as this one did. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Mad Max! Look, in the full
album cover.
Judas Priest heavy metal. Yeah, sorry, we were saying the same thing in different ways there again.
Yeah. I couldn't think of an example, whereas you know music better than I do.
Yeah. Oh, with the Keystone Cops too, you'd have to be Super Jesus to make that shotgun blast work, and Super Jesus wouldn't shoot a shotgun. They're coming...
What, he's trying to, like, shoot a guy off a car from another car with a...
No, he's on, like, the exit ramp, and the other car's, like, on the highway, and he's, like, trying to shoot a shotgun?
Yeah.
How is that ever going to work? It's like 100 meters away. It's a shotgun. I mean, a sniper rifle, it still wouldn't work, but at least it might make a little more sense.
Shotguns don't work the way they do in video games, where they only work like 3 meters away.
But still, I mean, they do.
Like,
it is a wide field, right?
Yeah, but maybe from trying to hit a car from a distance, that's better, right? Because you can't make
flat.
the shot.
You make a dent or two with like some extra flak on the
hit
side.
with tires, right?
Yeah, I guess you could. Okay, good point. Okay.
I think that's why police even have shotguns.
Okay, good. So I still want to talk about Super Jesus anyway. So
yeah, who the fuck is Super Jesus?
he's the guy that would have made that shotgun shot
Okay.
work.
I wasn't sure if this was a reference. I wasn't gay.
No, I'm just trying to build him up a little bit. Okay, I think we basically said all about Gibson we wanted to. We probably need to say more about the toe cutter, but I don't know what to. Anyone? We talked Goose. Yes, Goose is fine.
I like the police chief.
Oh yeah, especially.
So between this and Fifth Element, I discovered that my favourite look for a man is shirtless but tie.
I wrote scarf. I thought it was a scarf.
Oh yeah, it's more of a scarf on him, but he's fucking huge, so it looks like.
I was slightly disappointed though, because that was in his apartment, right?
Right. So he doesn't walk around the office like that.
In my memory, he was doing that in the office, which I was like disappointed. Like if he was just like, "Oh, police chief, I got no shirt on." That's what I remembered, and that's not what I got. So slight disappointment, but yeah.
It's almost like this isn't post-apocalyptic. It's just like surreal art film where they're not bothering to obey the laws of reality.
But it doesn't obey the laws of reality in the same way that reality never quite follows the laws of reality, you know?
Great.
I mean, yeah, you show up to your police chief's apartment unannounced, huh? Maybe he's going around scarf shirtless. I still think it's a
watering his
scarf.
plants.
We have to water his plants, right? We gotta look again if it's a scarf or a tie or.
Oh yeah, I think it was more of a
ascot.
scarf. It's
Yeah,
just,
it was kind of
he's
weird.
a very broad man, so it didn't look big.
Yeah, okay, because it was like kind of like a loose collar and then like a big poof bigger in a tie.
Yeah.
Because I feel like
Maybe it was like a cravat.
Yeah, what's that? Is that
Like,
what's
you know,
wearing?
like the big frilly ties that
Oh,
you'd see on like Beethoven or whatever.
yeah, it's good Max didn't come on another day when he was going full drag or something. That would have been him. He shows up and dude's like in a dress.
But I'm like, recently I've been getting real strong urges to shave my beard and have a moustache again. I want to look like that guy.
You don't?
I do.
Oh, you do, right.
Yeah, I'm saying he made the urge even stronger.
No, I heard the actor was a TV actor, and he'd show up as the big guy. He had hair.
Right.
And he was asked to change his look for this movie so they wouldn't recognize him on TV, and he just shaved his head, and apparently he's been rocking that for the past 40 years.
Yeah, it's a good look. Well, maybe it's saying happened to me where you shave your hair and they're like, it's not going back.
Yeah, could be that. Johnny the Boy, I don't really feel like looking up the actor's name, but he is in more than 3 scenes of this movie. I guess he's the most... Is he the most notable henchman? I mean, he's a soft
there's
henchman.
the other one. What's the other one? Like Bubba?
Oh, right.
He's got like more of a creepy vibe to him. It was like one of the Thals from that crap Doctor Who movie we did.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Johnny the Boy, I guess
He's like the useless one.
Right, he hasn't done... I mean, that's what he's doing with Goose. He's like the gang. You gotta like pop someone for the gang, right, before you're really a member.
Yeah.
So that's what they're doing there, I assume.
Yeah, that was the impression I got. Was like, you're not in the gang until you blow up this dude.
Okay, that's actors. The bigger actor here is probably the in quotation design, and I don't mean that as like as a slight, but it's a weird design and one that's very worth getting into.
Yeah.
I almost signed us up for this, but the timeline didn't work out. Project 88 scenes in Back to the Future 2. So while people were quarantining, everyone took a scene and just filmed it how they could in and around their house with their own stuff.
So we did it.
Yeah, yes, exactly. One, the deadline didn't quite work with us, and 2, we weren't in Japan, we just simply weren't quarantining, so it seemed a little disingenuous to do that.
Yeah, we could have done whatever we wanted.
Yeah, but, with actually some of the people went pretty far out doing this, but the whole point being the design of this fan-made film is totally cobbled together. You can find it online if you want to see what's like. I mean, it's a weird thing, right? This movie's future is totally cobbled together literally just from, like, things people had when they showed up. A lot of the gang members, I believe, just showed up with weird things they had.
Okay.
It works really well.
Yeah, well, because the real world is cobbled together.
Yeah.
Like, this film feels very real. Like, the cops have anesthetic, leather, and cool cars. and everything else is just what's left of this world.
Including their base. I love the Hall of Justice, is it?
Yeah.
It's like looking very Justice League-y. It is totally falling apart inside and out with letters dropping off the sign. It looks
And
like
the super cheesy music.
Oh yeah. I actually made a note about that. Where is
The
it?
music makes this film feel 20 years older than it actually is.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, I just got to find where I wrote that.
I love how shit the Hall of Justice theme is what you wrote.
Oh, okay, there we go. Okay, I didn't make a particularly astute comment on that, but yeah. And then later, when Max first sees Goose, it has some very like Bernard Herrmann stabs and like Hitchcock shots. I thought that was kind of cool. I mean, that's
when he sees him in the hospital?
After that, it's very Hitchcocky, and then when it shows him back at home, it keeps that up for a few minutes. It was like Vertigo or something, which I'm pretty sure is what they're doing. The music here is by Brian May.
Not the Brian May from Flash Gordon.
Not the one from Queen, unfortunately. So
he's done a lot of films, right? Brian May, the composer. What's his name here and there?
I don't know. I honestly, I think I went for quite a long time actually thinking that Brian May from Queen.
I definitely went for it for a little while. But
Yeah,
no, there are two Brian Mays who do.
And this one really likes Bernard Herrmann, and I can't. That's why it sounds 20 years too old. But it is kind of a dissonant, like there is some lameness in his composition for that, which is you noticed it, I noticed it, it worked. And then later, Mad Max's Revenge theme is a slightly beefed up version of that theme. So I thought that was kind of cool. It still doesn't sound awesome, but it sounds more focused than the lame early one. So I thought that was kind of cool.
Okay, he's just done loads of weird little sci-fis and horrors.
Can you name a few?
Okay, we got Mad Max 2, Freddy's Dead, the final chapter.
Oh, yes.
1 More Minute, The Survivor, Race for the Yankee Zephyr, Road Games,
Ooh.
First, Patrick,
No, I think I just want to start watching the Nightmare on Elm Street films again from what you went
Chuck
through.
Norris Missing in Action 2, The Beginning.
Mission in Action 2, The Beginning. Is that better than Break Into Electric Boogaloo? I'm not. No, not quite. It doesn't have the rhyme, but it is. It definitely wins the stupid title. I mean, we got Friday the 13th, the final chapter. Mad Max movie names usually work. Oh, this is a theory I've heard bandied about the Mad Max movies. This is the only real Mad Max movie.
Well, and the others are He's Going Mad.
No. I mean, he goes mad at the end of this one.
Yeah.
Like angry or crazy. It's hard for an American to figure out which one they're going for. Or both.
Well, that's the point, right?
Yeah.
He's just mad.
Okay, yeah, maybe. Anyway, the idea is this is what actually happened. It's shot like realistically, mostly because of budget. But George Miller takes so much time setting up his action shots, it still looks good, even though
He's a master.
Anyway, Road Warrior, Beyond Thunderdome, Fury Road are all legends told about this guy way later.
Right.
Which then it doesn't matter if Tom Hardy's Tom Max, and of course, why not? It's a great choice. But
Yeah, he's great in that film.
because at the beginning of Fury Road, it's like, well, he's got the Interceptor, but this is after when is this? And and then the Interceptor gets like screwed up in that movie, so it's like it doesn't click,
Right.
But that's how legends work. Like your awesome hero had this thing at a time and he totally wouldn't, So
Wait, when does the Interceptor get destroyed in one of the others?
it gets destroyed in the Road Warrior.
Oh, okay.
I don't even think it's in Beyond Thunderdome.
You build another one?
Something like that, yeah. I think does he just drive a giant truck and or is that well?
No,
we're gonna
steals
get
a giant truck in Fury Road.
I'm definitely getting. Well, I think it happens in another one too. Anyway, I'm getting very excited about watching other Mad Max movies again. I suddenly got very excited about watching this one again. So, which is why
I'm
we're
keen for
doing
more
it.
Mad Max.
Yeah.
Because we're living it.
Well, we're living this one. We haven't gotten to Road Warrior yet.
Yeah, no, give us a couple of years.
Yeah.
That's it. I think it's just deliberately that kind of. It doesn't really matter how they fit together.
Yeah.
They're just films on their own, which I like.
But it's the same director. It's the same aesthetic quality, so it doesn't matter that they make little tweaks. Like Road Warrior is definitely more like punk rock than this one.
Oh yeah.
This one has a touch of it, but it's more like what they brought from home. So.
Oh yeah. Weirdly, the only sort of leather look is the cops in this one.
Yeah. And then Road Warrior, I think, has sort of like a Star Trek space colony look for the people in the Enclave, and then just like hardcore punk rock weirdness for the baddies. Whereas here, it looks like a... What do they look like in this one?
Like a real gang.
Yeah, okay, there you go. They look like a real gang.
Don't give a shit.
Yeah, some of them look like they just got out of college, and some of them look like they've been doing it for a while, so
Yeah.
I guess that works pretty well. Back to the Future's DeLorean, any Batmobile you choose, your favorite Fast and Furious car. Is the Interceptor the top dog of film cars?
It's up there. Well, I mean, the Back to the Future ones are just normal cars.
Yeah, it doesn't kick ass like the Interceptor.
The
The yellow one's definitely not, but that's not the Interceptor. It doesn't have the same engine, does it?
I mean, I like Transformers. Interceptor can't turn into a robot.
Okay, Interceptor cannot turn into a robot, but Mad Max does have like... he gets his arm and leg screwed up in this movie, so he shows up with braces in the Road Warrior.
Right.
So that's a nice little continuity that they just show you and don't tell.
Yeah.
These movies are very good at doing that, even if the pieces don't quite fit. There's like a little like Hans Dice, but they're done much better in the Mad Max movies.
Yeah. Well, Hans Dice were done okay in Force Awakens, and then why did they make them a big thing in Last Jedi?
But the whole thing is like you would have had to notice they were there in the original Star Wars.
Yeah.
Sorry, I almost said A New Hope. I was like, no, I'm calling it Star Wars.
Yeah, fuck them. Fight the power.
Last Jedi's best one.
Yeah.
Even with the weird obsession on the dice.
I mean, it's not a huge thing. He just gives them to Leia. But
And maybe that's why the Interceptor is also like the coolest car, because you can't get your own.
yeah,
You can get a Lego DeLorean or a Hot Wheel DeLorean if you want. Fast and Furious has the whole collection, but finding an Interceptor is hard.
I think my favourite cinematic car is the DeLorean from Ready Player One.
I almost punched you. Did you sound like you saw my hand come up a little bit?
Yeah, I can't think of a better movie car. But
Because it's not the first one that comes to mind, but when it's on the screen, you're like, yes, it's that.
it's dope as hell. I mean, I like Kit, but he's only a TV car.
Kit's a little bit of a bitch, though. He talks. And think about, I think I wrote in here, I made a Knight Rider little mention. Oh, I said Knight Rider. I ripped that off for a theme song, a fuel-injected suicide machine. That doesn't have to do with Kit. There's another note about that. Anyway, now you all know that I ripped off the Knight Rider theme for our theme song. Interceptor is 3 ticks cooler than Kit. Michael Knight is a bitch compared to Max.
Oh,
Gibson and Hasselhoff can have bitch drunken rage parties together, though not in these COVID times.
I mean, it'd be good if they did and they just gave it to each other and died.
I just Hasselhoff, first image in your mind.
Him drunkenly talking about cheeseburgers.
Yes, okay, that's what I assumed. I assumed it was, and then
it's the SpongeBob movie.
And then you get a smiling Michael Knight as your second
Yeah.
thought. But yes, first thought is cheeseburgers video.
See, I liked the remake of Knight Rider from a few years back.
I never saw that. It has Bruce Campbell's son in it.
Yeah, and Knight Rider. Hasselhoff's in it like the first and last episode. He's in it briefly.
Oh, okay. So it is in like it's world building. It's the Knight Rider universe.
Do you remember Carr from Knight Rider?
Car?
Yeah, Karr.
Is
He's like the bad Kit.
Oh, okay. It's been a while.
Yeah, he's voiced by Optimus Prime.
Oh, that's cool.
But he
Okay.
comes back in the new one and he can turn into a robot.
Is he still voiced by?
Yes.
Yes.
So there's an episode where Knight Rider just fights Optimus Prime, basically.
The other fun car one, which this is this and Road Warrior are like hard R's. Mask. I feel like that was the attempt to sort of
that was
make
the attempt
Mad
to make
Max for
Mad
the
Max
kids.
toys. I remember Mask.
Those are cool toys. Did you come across the toys? They might have been a little.
Yeah, we
before
kind
your
of
time.
got the toys in the UK, but I don't remember any of the cartoons or anything.
I don't remember the cartoons. I think it ran for maybe a season.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's like a 10-season thing that people obsess over. Sorry if that's
Yeah,
the
probably.
case. I'm gonna have to see. Cars, weird thrown together stuff. We got to the gang. Oh, Max's civilian transportation's fun.
Well, his pickup truck.
His space van.
Oh yeah. It's like his hippie van with the painting on the side.
Yeah.
I didn't notice the painting till right at the end in the dramatic scene where his wife's about to die.
No, I
I'm
noticed
like,
it
wait a
much
minute, why
earlier
should
than
have
that.
space on that?
I noticed it much earlier than that.
Did you ever drive a van like that?
No, but the band I played in high school, the drummer had a big van. I think he still goes out and like redoes Volkswagens to take out his family, but it was this big like kind of faded blue, like bangin' wagon, shaggin' wagon. There we go.
Yeah.
It had the back teardrop window in the back.
Nice.
I think I got my first kiss in the back of the van.
From the drummer?
Yeah.
But it didn't.
He was driving.
It didn't have like a wizard riding a surfboard through space.
Yeah,
on the
he
side or
didn't. He
anything.
didn't do the painting. So he maybe he listens to this. I don't know if he's listening. You gotta paint your wagon, man.
Paint your wagon red.
No, you gotta put like a wizard or a spaceship on it.
Yeah. It's got to be done.
Yeah, that's what you got. Oh, and then we also had a can of Good Luck Spam on the dashboard.
Okay. I got some cans of spam in the cupboard just in case it all goes to hell.
Yeah, we weren't worried about that in the early 90s. It was just Good Luck Spam for good luck.
Well, in the early 90s, you'd finally stopped worrying that the nukes were going to fall, right?
Yeah. We had a few years just to screw around. It's great. I guess we're in a totally amusing situation to compare this apocalypse with things actually going weird. One of the reasons I really want I listened to a podcast on Mad Max like not long ago. Like I knew it was somewhere on our list, but
Right.
it came out maybe 3 weeks ago. That was the Blank Check podcast. I should name check them. I'm listening to it, and it was clear that they had recorded theirs in February.
Right.
And I'm listening in like 2 weeks. I'm like, this is, it's fine. I'm like, this is totally irrelevant simply because it was recorded in February.
Yeah. It's like changing a lot.
Yeah, they could say snarky stuff about what would happen, but yeah, now things are changing and they are happening. So one thing is, I guess it's pretty clear it's not a viral thing in the Mad Max world. And the Road Warrior makes it clear it's a fuel thing.
Right.
We have currently oil companies having to pay people to take their oil.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Wild. I'm sure the capitalist system's fine.
Yeah. The gas station, still they should pay us to fill up our tanks, man.
Fucking ridiculous.
The oil companies can pay the gas station attendants. They pay us to get the gas, and they just die, and we start using other serving. Yeah, we start we go look at Tesla's notes again.
Not the oil barons.
Not Tesla the company, Tesla the dude.
Okay, but
Sorry. No, when I say Tesla, I'm usually thinking of the dude.
Yeah, I'm thinking of David Bowie.
Yeah. No, not Tesla, but Elon Musk. You've heard about his satellite thing going on, yeah?
Or he's just flying them over and getting people to look at them.
No, he's launched. I guess the idea is free internet for everyone or something, which I don't. Yeah, whatever. That could be. But he's launching literally a couple thousand satellites. So if you're stargazing, they glance light off them, and so it makes astronomy become quite difficult.
Stupid cat.
Yeah. So I guess if you're just looking at the sky, you won't necessarily notice this stuff. But yeah, astronomers are currently pissed with him.
Well, they can go to Mars with him and look at the stars as much as they want.
Okay, so I guess we get free internet in the apocalypse. They don't have the internet in Mad Max. They're working on paper. And
well, yeah, that's the whole deal with this apocalypse is people should be pretty fucking furious with their governments, but we've got a lot of bread and circuses. Staying indoors and watching Netflix.
Japanese seem to be actually getting somewhat pissed at,
Their government is real fucking slow to do anything.
We got the, there's the Abenomics. Prime Minister Abe's economic plan. So his plan for dealing with COVID at first is to send everyone 2 masks, which apparently are too small and kind of moldy sometimes. So the Japanese have renamed it Abe no mask. Mask of Prime Minister Abe. Abe no mask. To sound like Abenomics, right?
Yeah. Well, I feel like his main plan is let's just see how it goes.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what Trump and Boris Johnson both tried to do. It's if we don't do anything, then we don't have to like piss off the insurance companies.
Is that the only real way to do things, though? Just see how things go. I mean, short of martial law, there's some people who simply aren't going to stay home. We're not staying home because we're still supposed to go to work. I mean, should we make a stand out with this last week when I should just tell them what's what? And it's like, you're going to quit?
Yeah. He kept saying that, and I'm like, okay, then do it. I will. Like,
it's like you still got a job right now. I guess that's cool, you know? I mean, maybe we're all...
I can't afford to take a stand.
Yeah. I mean...
Maybe I should. Maybe I'm being a coward right now.
Yeah.
But.
Otherwise, I'm in abandoned rice fields and the convenience stores. I know Tokyo has now said don't go, only go to the supermarket every 3 days. Go to work all 5 days of the week, but only go to the supermarket every third day. So
I've been trying to not go too often, but I've only got tiny cupboard space, so I can't really stock up too much.
Anyway, I guess my main point is in Mad Max, that is definitely not a feature of this. You can run wild and free in this apocalypse where the weird nails are being nailed. That was a bad metaphor. Anyway, the screws are being nailed down.
But also, these police are pretty fascist.
Yeah.
And so, we're seeing a bit of that in our apocalypse.
Yes.
You know, citizens return to your homes shit.
Yeah. I guess China and Europe seems to have the most of that, interestingly. I haven't heard too much of that going on in America. Japan has none of that, because technically that's the thing in Japan, they can ask, but they can't enforce anything. Because of post-World War II laws put into their constitution. They'd have to change the constitution to tell people to actually enforce these things. Mm-hmm. A lot of people are going with it. Obviously, some people aren't, but...
Well, for the most part, people in Japan will do what they're told anyway, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, in Europe, in the UK, I hear a lot of stories of police abusing their powers quite a lot. Because they don't really understand what the law is any more than you do.
Yeah, the worst I've come across so far is some dude screaming at everyone in the train station yesterday. And when he saw me coming through, he's like, Gaijin! But he was yelling at everyone. I don't know how long it took for the cops to show up for him. That was weird.
Yeah, that's pretty weird.
I meant to mention that, but I guess we got on a different topic.
I get a little bit of looks occasionally, but it's like, I've been in Japan 3 years. I'm not bringing any viruses from abroad, don't worry.
Most of the paths I walk now is, like I said, I'm in the convenience store, I'm where nobody is, or I'm walking down streets in the countryside where I typically tend to walk by the same people at the same time.
Yeah.
So most of the people seeing me probably know, at least recognize me.
Yeah.
They know that I've been around for a while. They know not to give me the receipt at a store because I don't want it.
I do stick my mask on when I go into stores and stuff, but when I'm wandering through the mountains on my own, it seems pretty pointless.
Oh, one thing maybe it's clear, or maybe I'm stupid, but maybe it doesn't even matter. Did Max just go in and just in his police uniform and just steal the Interceptor?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. I just wondered if he actually got bothered to get reinstated and then went rogue.
Well, he was never uninstated. He was on vacation.
Oh, right. So
remember, he's like, I'll take a few weeks off and then see if you still want to quit.
Oh, okay. Because it's like, well, I was just thinking if he came in, I was okay, I've decided to rejoin. Like, no. A little compromise at this point, dude.
I don't think they give a shit.
No, I guess they are.
It seemed like these guys had a lot of autonomy. He even says, as long as the paperwork's filled, you can do what you want.
They did build the car for him.
Yeah. His car.
No, I was actually...
I'm assuming he still had his keys and everything.
Yeah, I was surprised how long it took for him actually to get in that car. I wrote on my second page, only 2 pages of notes because it's a 93-minute movie. 88 might have been that American cut. But I wrote, there we go. Mel is just pissed he's still in a yellow car.
Yeah. He only has the Interceptor really for that last scene.
Yeah. Oh, it's a series. It's like a montage. This movie ends with a montage.
Yeah.
A very effective montage. I'm not slamming it, but...
This movie, in 5 minutes, does what Saw took an entire film to do.
Yeah. Yeah, I wrote Saw Part 1, because he's mad with 2 Ds. So, we do... one thing we definitely need to talk about. Let's go through the Fast and Furious lens, and let's look at the auto action in this movie. You are first on this.
Yeah, it's tense. But it's not over the top most of the time. It's pretty reasonable car crashes. But
is it reasonable though when you think about the budget of this?
It's very well done. It's really well done.
And if you look at George Miller's a really good director. If you look at, like, say, when the babies almost run over near the beginning of the movie, if you look at the shots, the car and the baby's never in the same shot.
Yeah. It's very smartly done.
Yeah.
It fucking works.
So,
well, and at the end when his wife and kid are killed, you don't see it.
right, that's a very effective, very
subtle.
Hitchcocky, and again, there's a lot of Hitchcock coming through in here.
Because it isn't like a deliberately schlocky, shocking film, right?
Right.
It's not like, we want to show a kid gets killed so you get fucked up. They just want to give Max his motivation. So it's done subtly and in many ways more sadly
Yeah.
than if you'd seen them like turned into a red smear on the pavement.
Yeah, I wrote, like, it ain't gonna bring him back, man, but interceptor murder is still a notable achievement.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna murder people, I guess you might as well do it with that.
I mean, if you're going to murder people, probably murder these people.
And, I'm still talking, I guess, about George Miller. The auto action, Road Warrior. Road Warrior, I rewatched the Road Warrior after Fury Road, and the auto antics in Road Warrior are equal to Fury Road.
Okay.
They simply don't have the CGI bling around, so they're not
Right.
in like a sandstorm and stuff. But as far as the actual auto action goes in the Road Warrior, and Thunderdome for that last segment, they're as good as Fury Road. He could always do this stuff.
Yeah.
Here he's doing it with no budget, still pretty effective. So that's
The only place where you look at it and could tell there's no budget is some of the actors.
Oh yeah. Kind of being fixed by the point that the key actors are really good.
Yeah. Well, that's it. This film is just Max and toe cutters will slamming against each other, and everyone else doesn't really matter if they can act or not.
Yeah. I mean, Goose comes through, but man, never have your nickname be Goose. Come on.
Yeah, right?
Goose is for the cooking.
That was a few years back. Top Gun got shown on one of the British TV channels, right? And for the week preceding it, for the adverts, the advert just went, Goose dies, Goose dies, Goose dies!
I guess you don't have to worry about spoiling it, huh?
Yeah, it's like beyond, but it's really fucking funny.
Are you familiar with George Miller's filmography? The movies he's directed?
Only really the Maxes.
Okay. Oh, gee whiz, I need to bring that up for you, which is what I'm currently doing, by the way.
Yeah.
This is going to trip you out. So, after Mad Max, of course, Mad Max 2, The Road Warriors, his next film, he does a segment for Twilight Zone in the movie. I remember that. That makes sense. He does the Shatner thing. The plane. I mean, it's not.
Oh, the Gremlin on the Wing.
But in the
Yes.
he does that in 1983. More. Okay, so after he completes the Mad Max trilogy, The Witches of Eastwick with Jack Nicholson.
Okay.
That Midler, is it?
Huh?
Then Lorenzo's Oil.
Okay.
Okay. Now we're gonna get
I mean,
trippier.
I've heard of these at least.
Oh, you're gonna have heard of his next 3 films that he made before Fury Road.
Yeah.
Just take a wild guess. What did he make before Fury Road?
Okay, is it like a Disney Pixar thing or something wild?
It's not Disney Pixar.
Is it Shrek?
That's DreamWorks, but I don't know who made this. Okay, the 3 films. He makes Mad Max. He makes a couple drama. He makes a dramedy. Then he makes a drama. Then he makes Babe, Pig in the City.
I think I did know that.
Then he makes Happy Feet.
I did know that. Have you seen Happy Feet?
Then he makes Happy Feet 2.
Have you seen Happy Feet?
Next film, Mad Max Fury Road. I haven't. I've heard it's good.
Yeah, it goes fucking insane.
No, he's a good director.
If you watched Happy Feet, you would not be surprised that it's a George Miller film.
Okay.
I am a little surprised that he did Babe 2 Pig in the City, though. I think he just took the paycheck on that one.
Did he just take the paycheck, though? I'm pretty sure he would have been like a producer and stuff, too. Okay, he's a director on that. Writer. I think he wrote it.
No, but what I mean is, I
Yes.
can't imagine he was full of passion for Babe 2 Pig in the City.
Oh, no, he did Babe, Pig in the City. First.
Yeah, Pig in the City.
Oh,
is
Pig
the
in the
second
City is
Babe.
the second one. Yeah, second one.
The
Okay.
first one's just called Babe.
But I think a lot of people consider that one better. I don't remember. Anyway, he wrote it. He directed it after doing Lorenzo's Oil, which was, I think, critically well acclaimed.
It's definitely a name I've heard of.
So, Witches of Eastwick, didn't that win Oscars, like acting Oscars or something? Like
I'm not sure. Again, those are both
Angelica
films
Houston or something. I
Those
don't
are
know.
both films which I hear about spoken about in good terms, right?
Yeah.
Happy Feet. I think I did know that was George Miller.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Mad Max and Happy Feet, man. It's weird.
basically it's like a penguin, but then he gets captured and put in a zoo, but it's treated like an alien abduction.
Ah, that's cool. Yeah. So yeah, just very interesting career.
Yeah, what a guy! Just makes what he wants to make. quite proud of us that we've gotten this far in the podcast and neither of us have tried to do an Australian accent yet.
I don't think I ever try and do Australian accents.
I never try, but sometimes if I'm around other Australians, I do one by accident.
Mel Gibson was born in New York.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He could be president.
Yeah. Would that be an improvement?
Well, at the moment we have got 2 people who have been accused of sexual assault are going to be going up against each other for the presidency, so you might as well throw Mel Gibson in there. Can't be any worse.
Surprise third party. Gibson. The Gibson Party. I named it after myself.
Oh no, that's the thing. It wouldn't be called the Gibson Party. He'd win, and then he'd show up for the inauguration, everyone would be like, oh shit, it was Mel Gibson.
Beard or no beard?
Oh, very beard.
Okay. Just start screaming drunkenly for the inauguration.
The beard goes all the way down and becomes his tie.
and it's like
and
like
he's not wearing
dyed.
a shirt.
It's dyed red, white, and blue.
Yes.
Oh, that is the future. That's not the Mad Max future, but that's the real future. That's the actual future coming. Or we'll just have another guy that's orange. I mean, the same guy that's orange, or the guy that's literally falling apart.
Yeah. He put up a poster officially from his campaign. A poster that said, his brain? No, his heart. He doesn't have a brain, because he's a fucking idiot.
Which one? Is this Biden or Trump?
It's Biden.
Okay. No.
Because Trump doesn't even need to put up posters. He's going to win already.
Yeah.
Fucking Biden is just doing the same campaign as Hillary.
Nah, there'll be like 4 different countries by then. There'll be 4 new presidents. Man, sorry if I'm right about that one. No, I do know...
it's like Reign of the Superman, but then Trump will come back at the end.
Yeah. I know... This is just, like, I guess a somewhat informal collaboration at the point, but it's like the Western States Coalition of, like, Washington, Oregon, and California. How long does it take if maybe they want to become a country at some point?
Yeah.
It didn't sound realistic a few months ago, but now it does.
Well, like, the US has always been a weird... It's kind of a country, but kind of not.
Yeah. Like the European Union, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like, at this point, the European Union is more united than the United States are.
Yeah, really.
Especially now that Britain's out the door, because they were the troublemaker.
Right. Yeah, we'll see. Anyway, we'll see if the Mad Max future comes there. But it is a different future. I mean, you can't really fault the movie on, like, getting it wrong in 1979.
Yeah.
Because it's very interesting. It's very detailed. It's very well thought out here, but thought experiments can only go so far.
I think what makes it stand up so well is that whatever vision of an apocalypse it does, its people ring very true. Even when they're wacky caricatures. The way it just has people just getting on with life.
Yeah.
And shit's falling apart around them, but people still go to their restaurant and eat lunch. People still hang out with their friends. People still live life.
Yeah, because, 2012 just has him and John Cusack and his family running from, like, falling ground. That's the apocalypse.
Just running on a treadmill in front of a green screen and stuff happens vaguely. That's the same problem I have with, whatchamacallit? The fourth Indiana Jones.
Yeah,
He just exists and stuff happens around him, but it's not connected.
Whereas this is a movie of, like, traumatic events happening to people.
Well, there's not an effects shot in this film. Stuff just happens on screen.
Yeah.
Real stunts performed by dudes.
Right. And that's part of why I like it, because it still looks good. Road Warrior even more so.
Yeah, well, and that's why Fury Road was such a revelation when it came out, because he's just still doing that.
Yeah, although he has done all the CG animation by that point, so he's bringing a little bit of that. But
yeah, but he just uses it to add some flair around the edges.
It's around the edges.
It's not what's happening.
At the same time, I still, in the end, I prefer the Road Warrior and this, even the ones here, just because they're too real.
Yeah.
These people are actually driving this way.
Oh yeah, like when you get to some of the crashes, I was thinking to myself, like, how the fuck do they do this without fucking someone up?
I think there's never been any notable injuries on George Miller's sets.
He knows what he's doing. He's good at what he does.
Yeah, they definitely, he takes time to plot this stuff out.
He also, anytime I see like interviews or anything, he seems like a really good dude.
Yeah.
Like, I saw a quote where his wife edited Fury Road. And she was like, I've never edited an action movie. And he's like, yeah, that's why I want you to edit it. I don't want it to look like every other action movie. If I get a dude in, it will just look like an action movie.
Yeah. I do hope... he's getting pretty old. I think he's like 80 or plus.
Huh.
So, But I think he's
Is he
still...
older than Trumbull from last week?
He might be.
Yeah, that's weird, right? It doesn't seem like that's the right way around.
Yeah. But Trumbull was so young making it. And,
Yeah.
And George Miller was... I think he had like a law degree or something.
Yeah, he'd had like a different job, and then that explains why he's ripping into lawyers.
That was definitely the most... It felt like, like Terry Gilliam or something, just for like 5 seconds when they
Where
show
the
up.
fuck did these guys come from?
It's like they beamed in from Brazil. I mean,
But
movie
it's
Brazil.
like, oh, I need this guy to be out of jail. I can't. How? Lawyers.
No one shut up, he's gone.
Get some idiots in suits, do a lawyer scene, go.
Well, in America, they're like just letting people out. Some probably don't need to be there at all. They're like...
The American prison system is fucked. They
Oh
let
yeah,
all of them out.
like yes, do let the people out that just have like a ounce of weed on them, but
Yeah.
they're also letting out not letting out murderers, I think, but they did let Harvey Weinstein out of the prison he was in because he was.
If you meet
Who knows
Harvey
where-
Weinstein, spit in his mouth and punch him.
Where is he now? Is he in another prison? Is he in house arrest? Did he just disappear?
Maybe he's been Epsteined.
No, I'm just wondering if they're like, okay, off to just shut up and enjoy yourself over here.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, because if there's anyone you want to actually have the prison time, it's that dude.
Yeah, I was hoping he'd end up in a prison, fall down the stairs a lot.
But yeah, I think he's been coronaed out to somewhere else, and I don't know where that is. Yeah, but that's what happened. That's like
Yeah.
the lawyers here, right? Same thing, right? So, yeah, this movie, even a little hard to watch. It's like too real now. Mm-hmm. Not really. It's a good movie.
It's a real good movie, yeah.
So, we're stewing down on that, I suppose.
What's crazy about it, the action was only like in the last 20 minutes.
Right.
But it didn't feel like it didn't have action.
And then Road Warrior just has, it's like big action scene at the beginning, big action scene at the end. Beyond Thunderdome was basically redo the action scene at the end, but make it twice as long.
Right.
And then Fury Road was make that action scene the entire movie.
Yeah, the whole film is a car chase. I love it.
With that one little break.
Yeah.
Where they stopped in the desert. But
Yeah, they have a car chase there and a car chase back, and there's a break in the middle.
yeah, I mean, it's like, I guess, this came out, and people were like, wow, those last 10 minutes or 5 minutes even were so amazing. Okay, I'll extend that next one. Until you get to Fury Road, okay, it's the whole movie, whatever.
Yeah, it's great. I love it.
Yeah.
But there's films like the 2014 Godzilla, where all the action happens in the last 10 minutes, but you feel like you're just waiting for that action.
Yeah.
Whereas here, I didn't mind all the other stuff.
I guess for me, I feel like Fury Road's a little overrated. It's not the best car action movie ever, because that would be the Road Warrior. But this one's underrated. People don't think about this. I think even now, a lot of people familiar with Max do not actually know this one exists.
Well, I think also for you, you're thinking of Fury Road from the point of view of a guy who watches films, like we watch films from 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. People who just watch new films, Fury Road was a revelation.
No, I love Fury Road. 5 stars out of 5. I'm walking carefully around that movie. I do love it. I like these earlier ones a little bit better.
Yeah. But you have to look at it within the context, right?
Yeah.
Nothing exists in a vacuum. Like, we haven't fucking talked about this one in a vacuum at all.
Yeah.
We probably pissed everyone off because they're sick of every podcast they listen to just banging on about COVID. Sorry.
Well, this one does pertain to that because it's...
Yeah, we're talking about a freaking post-apocalyptic movie.
Yeah.
So.
Well, no. That's not post. That's in apocalyptic movie.
Mid-apocalyptic.
Mid-apocalyptic. That's why I like this one. It's like the only movie I can think of that shows you the mid-apocalypse through the entire movie.
Yeah.
Either things need to go down at the beginning or things go down at the end. There's just things are derailing, they're going off the tracks, and this is what happens.
Yep.
So, where do they find out what happens with us?
You can go to twitter.com and look at MLSFS Pod. We're also on Facebook, search for Matt and Luke's Sci-Fi Sanctuary. If you want to listen to podcasts on YouTube like some kind of pervert, you can search Matt and Luke's Sci-Fi Sanctuary. And if you like the music you heard in between these segments, then you can find Matt's music at rovingsagemedia.bandcamp.com.
You can find out more about the Pokemon at Luke Loves Pokemon, Luke's other one, which is different from this one in several ways.
Although, I don't think we were very explicit this week.
No, I kept my language. I think I dropped one or two.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, you could listen to Pokemon if you want.
Yeah, go ahead, do it.
There's
Yeah.
people that like Mad Max and Pokemon. Luke loves Pokemon.
I love Mad Max and I love Pokemon. So there you go.
LLPKMN.
No, it's Luke loves PKN.
Do what he said. So I just can't string letters together. And when I was a kid in spelling bees, they'd be like, spell cat, I'd be like, SAT. Oh, crap. Like, I know how to spell it, but it's just saying it for some jumble. Yeah, there's a disconnect in there. So, yeah, we did that. We're going to get into our interceptor, raise our boot to your face, and have you...
Get the fuck out of our sci-fi sanctuary.
Yeah. I didn't know if you
I thought, were you like, you're about to tell our audience to lick boots? Like, no, fight the power, fuck the police.
No, I thought we might boot them out of the interceptor. I didn't know if you say sanctuary or interceptor. I'm fine with both. So
Okay.
I was trying to give you a visual cue.
Also, for the listeners at home, Matt just like leaned back and actually lifted his foot up, and it looked like he was about to try and, I don't know, fart at me or something.
Like, no, like I'm in the interceptor's driver's seat. And I'm like, you're out.
He's doing it again. It's bizarre.
Next week, color out of space.
Below the porch, red flags flatter, antiquities, thick as butter. Kiss, harassing culture never dares either rise above you or be crushed below you. Tide puts also the rugged stairs. Big bags flooding antiquities, thick as butter. Of the race of access, the tubes of saints forever good.